Live from the BDN Studios, it's Bang and Dang.
That's awesome.
If you don't like that, then
You ain't black.
All right, here we go again. Outlaws Gunslingers, end of the month, which means it's time for some serial killing. And I think there's not one people out there that heard of serial killing that hasn't heard about this guy. Old Ricardo Leyva Munoz Ramirez, better known as Richard Ramirez, or even better known as the Night Stalker. You guys recall a couple months ago we did the original Night Stalker. But from April of 84 to August of 85, Ramirez murdered at least 15 people. And they called him the Night Stalker, the walk-in killer, and the Valley Intruder at various times. He was convicted, sentenced to death, where he ultimately died on death row in 2013, just roughly about 15 years after he got sent to prison.
Ridiculous.
He was born, like we said, February 29, 1960 in El Paso, Texas. Born to Mexican immigrants, Mercedes Munoz with the little squiggly line over the end, however you pronounce that, and Julian Tapia Ramirez. Life at home was rough, as you can imagine. Julian was a railway laborer. He battled violent alcoholism. His fits of rage often turned into physical abuse towards his family.
Makes sense.
Growing up with that kind of chaos left deep scars on old young Richard. He was raised Catholic.
There's the problem.
Religion was part of his world, but it didn't take hold on him. He worshipped something else.
10 years old. He's smoking pot, drinking alcohol already. This is a stark sign of how early his life started spiraling. Well, that's not true. Psychiatrist Michael Stone calls Ramirez a made psychopath, not a born one.
Right, circumstances pointed to that direction.
Stone points to Ramirez's schizoid personality, which made him indifferent to others, suffering, and ultimately untreatable.
He can give a shit about nobody.
Yeah, but there's more. Before he was 6, Ramirez suffered multiple head injuries. There it is. And they're all serious ones. Knocked unconscious one time, several times, nearly died. These incidents led to temporal lobe epilepsy, which triggered aggression and hypersexuality.
Oh, there's that.
Yeah, head injuries and Catholic. That's just...
That's a head injury in itself.
Oh, man.
Well, as you can imagine, that's a heavy burden for a young kid's brain, and it laid out the groundwork for what was to come.
Right.
Age 12, Ramirez found a mentor in his older cousin, Miguel Valles. They call him Mike. He's a U.S. Army soldier who served in Vietnam.
Fuck yeah.
Mike wasn't a positive role model, though.
No, they really were.
He was a serial killer as well and rapist who committed horrific war crimes. Damn, he did some shit in Vietnam, huh?
Oh, wow.
He showed Ramirez Polaroid photos of Vietnamese women he'd raped, murdered, and dismembered. Jeez. Some tied to trees or wooden posts before and after their deaths.
That reminds me.
What the fuck is this guy?
Casualties of War. Is he in that movie?
Well, most people would be repulsed, but Ramirez, he was fascinated. Let me see more.
Right.
Mike's stories of violence and his military skills, like stealth and kill tactics, captivated him. It was like a dark apprenticeship. Around this time, Ramirez's home life was so unbearable that he started escaping his father's violent temper by sleeping in a local cemetery.
Oh.
His father even took punishment to a cruel extreme, sometimes tying Ramirez to a crucifix in the cemetery overnight.
Oh, wow.
Imagine the psychological toll that took. By the age of 14, 1974, Ramirez was heavily using LSD, bonding with Mike over drugs and alcohol, and brutally dismembered and mutilated bodies.
This was also when he began dabbling in Satanism and the occult, planting seeds for a dark persona he'd later embrace. As he hit adolescence, his sexual fantasies started merging with graphic violence, forced bondage, murder, mutilation, and rape. He all fantasized about every single one of them, and a lot of times all of them at once. Right. These weren't fleeting thoughts. They were becoming central to who he was. Because as a teenager, he roamed the El Paso desert at night with his daddy .22 rifle, hunting coyotes, rabbits, and birds, and also the animal coyotes. But it wasn't just hunting. He'd disembowel his kills, feed the entrails to his doggy. A ritualistic act that hinted at a growing obsession with violence. Yeah, we've seen it with Dahmer and Gacy. No, Gacy didn't do anything.
He mutilated animals.
No. While still in school, Ramirez worked at a local Holiday Inn. Oh, we'll leave the light. Nope, that's not Holiday Inn. That's Motel 6. But he used his master key to steal from sleeping guests. Oh. Like it. Things took a darker turn when he molested 2 children. Oh, no. In an elevator at the hotel. Somehow, he was never reported or even prosecuted. His job ended abruptly after he attempted to rape a woman in her hotel room herself. Oh, my.
The victim's husband caught him and beat him up, but the couple who lived out of state didn't return to press charges. So he walked free. Another missed chance to stop him early on.
Right.
At age 15, May 4th, 1975, Ramirez witnessed a pivotal moment in his life. His cousin, the old murderer Mike, fatally shot his second wife Jessie in the face during a domestic argument. Witnessed that? Most people would be traumatized, but Ramirez later said it wasn't traumatic. It fascinated him.
Wow.
Mike, he was found not guilty by reason of insanity, with the act blamed on PTSD from his Vietnam service.
There was a lot of that going on then.
After the shooting, Ramirez became sullen and withdrawn, pulling away from family and friends. That same year, he dropped out of Jefferson High School in the 9th grade, shutting the door on any hope of a normal life afterwards.
Well,
after that,
cracked open.
After that shooting, Ramirez moved in with his older sister Ruth and her husband Roberto. He had his own dark habits as an obsessive peeping Tom, he did.
Shit.
Good Lord.
Wow. Well, with Roberto, he brought Ramirez along with him on a late night voyeuristic outings. They spied on women through windows. When Mike was released from the mental hospital in 1977, he joined them on these creepy expeditions. Picture 3 men, including a teenager, skulking around El Paso, peering into strangers' lives straight out of a nightmare. But real.
But very real.
1982, age of 22, Ramirez. He said, Texas, I'm out. I'm going to Cali. And he did that and never came back. This is where things escalated. Cocaine became his first drug of choice. He met George Young. And to feed his addiction, he turned to theft and burglaries. Yeah, when you got some cocaine in it, you feel like you can rob some shit and get away. He lived a nomadic life. He bounced from San Francisco to L.A. County, always chasing his next high. This was the beginning of the path that would lead him to become the Night Stalker, a name that would soon terrify all of California.
April 10th, 84, in the Tenderloin district of San Francisco, a tragedy unfolded in the basement of an apartment building. 9-year-old Mei Luong, she was with her 8-year-old brother searching for a lost $1 bill.
Dang.
It's kind of innocent moment you expect from kids, but it turned deadly when old Ricardo Ramirez approached her.
Oh, man.
He lured her into the basement, promising to help her find the bill. Once they were alone, the situation turned horrific. Ramirez beat, strangled, and raped May before stabbing her to death with a switchblade. He then hung her partially nude body from a pipe by her blouse. Good Lord.
9
That's a hell of a first crime.
What's crazy is how long his crime stayed in the shadows. The murder wasn't even linked to Ramirez until 2009. This is 25 years later. This is when DNA was finally matched to a sample collected at the crime scene. I wonder how they even went and looked at it again. They're like, I wonder. Or did he say something about it?
Probably was doing their whole cold case thing, man. They do that.
But there's another twist to this very story. 2016, authorities revealed evidence of a second suspect. Another DNA sample from the scene pointed to someone else who was likely present during Mui's murder.
Mike.
This person was described as a juvenile, but officials haven't publicly identified them. There's been no charges ever filed on either due to insufficient evidence. It raises haunting questions about who else was there that day and what role did they play.
Wow. Just 2 months after that brutal murder of 9-year-old
DNA
May
evidence isn't
Luong.
enough. How's that? Not enough.
Can't prove it.
I guess.
Just 2 months after that brutal murder, Ramirez kicked off a series of home invasions that sparked a moral panic in Los Angeles and later San Francisco. Started with a single attack in June of 84. Then he went quiet until March of 85, when he unleashed a relentless wave of violence through the summer. His crimes triggered one of the largest police manhunts in California history. Before Ramirez was identified, the media dubbed him the Night Stalker. It's a name that stuck. Like we said earlier, there was another Night Stalker active from the same area from 79 to 81.
Right.
They called him the original Night Stalker. He's later identified as Joseph D'Angelo. Like I said, renamed the original Night Stalker to distinguish him from Ramirez, whose crimes quickly overshadowed everything else that D'Angelo did.
Right. I mean, he was creepy and all, but...
Right.
Oh, Richie boy.
Oh, we're going to go back to June 18th, plus 10 days, 28th, 1984, Glasso Park, Los Angeles. 79-year-old Jenny Vincow was found murdered in her apartment. She was asleep in her bed when Ramirez stabbed her repeatedly in the head, neck, and chest, slashing her throat so deeply she was nearly decapitated, a la Nicole Brown Simpson.
Man. Well, there was a fingerprint left on a mesh screen. He removed to enter through an open window, tied him to that scene. This was his second known murder, and it set a pattern for what was to come. Vicious killings, often paired with burglaries, to fund his drug addiction and pay his rent. 9 months later, 17th of March, 1985, Ramirez struck again in Rosemead. He attacked 22-year-old Maria Hernandez outside of her very home. If you're not safe in front of your home, where are you?
Right.
Shot her in the face with a .22 caliber handgun as she pulled into her garage.
Jeez.
Miraculously, she survived. The bullet ricocheted off the keys she instinctively raised to protect herself. Maria played dead until Ramirez left. Well, smart for her, right? Inside that very house, her roommate, 34-year-old Dale Yoshi Okazaki, heard the gunshot, and he hid behind the kitchen counter. When she picked up to see what was happening, Ramirez was waiting. Shot her once in the forehead, killing her instantly.
Jeez.
Within an hour, Ramirez struck again in Monterey Park, pulling 30-year-old Silane Yu from her car. They call her Veronica. Shot her twice with the same .22 caliber handgun and fled. She was dead at the hospital.
Jeez. Wow. Well, these 3 attacks, 2 murders, 1 attempted murder in a single day, they grabbed headlines, obviously.
Damn, I bet.
The media describing the attacker as a curly-haired fuck
right,
with bulging eyes and wide-spaced rotting teeth. They called him the walk-in killer and the valley intruder.
Oh.
Just 1 week later, around 2 a.m., March 27th, Ramirez returned home. He returned to a home he'd burglarized a year earlier just outside of Whittier. There, he shot 64-year-old Vincent Charles Zazara in his sleep, killing him instantly. Vincent's wife, 44-year-old Maxine Lavinia Zazara, she woke up to the gunshot.
Oh, fuck.
Ramirez then beat her, bound her hands, demanded to know where her valuables were. While he ransacked the room, Maxine managed to free herself and grab a shotgun from under the bed, unaware it wasn't even loaded, though.
Oh.
She pulled the trigger just as Ramirez turned and saw her. Enraged, he shot her 3 times with his handgun, killing her.
Son of a
She could have
bitch.
left.
Right.
Well, I mean...
Hit him with it or something.
Then he grabbed a carving knife from the kitchen and mutilated her body, carving an inverted cross into her chest, and removing her eyes, which he placed in a jewelry box.
Oh, my goodness.
Jeez,
this
dude.
guy. Holy shit. I forgot all about this shit. He tried to have sex with her body, but was so shaken by her attempt to shoot him that he couldn't follow through. He kept the jewelry. He was probably like, damn, that close.
I almost died.
He kept the jewelry box with her eyes as a gruesome souvenir in his apartment until his arrest. Ramirez left behind footprints from a pair of Avia sneakers in the flower beds. The police photographed and they cast those imprints. Bullets from the scene matched those from earlier attacks, and law enforcement realized, guess what, guys? We don't have to look for multiple people. We're looking for the same guy.
This is the same dude.
14th of May, 1985. Richard, he returned back to Monterey Park. This time he's targeted a 60-year-old Bill Doy and his disabled wife, 56-year-old Lillian Doy. He surprised Bill in his bedroom, shooting him in the face with that same .22 pistol as Bill. Oh no, with a .22 semi-automatic pistol. And this is right as Bill is reaching for his own very gun. After beating Bill unconscious, Ramirez moved to Lillian's bedroom, bound her with thumb cuffs, and raped her after ransacking the house for valuables. Bill, he later ended up dying in the hospital from his injuries.
And Lillian didn't, huh? Thumb cuffs. 2 weeks later, May 29th, Ramirez drove a stolen car to a Monrovia and entered the home of 83-year-old Mabel Bell. They call her Ma. And her disabled sister, 81-year-old Florence Lang. They call her Nettie. He grabbed a hammer from the kitchen, bludgeoned and bound Florence in her bedroom, then bound and bludgeoned Mabel.
Damn.
Using an electrical cord, he shocked Mabel, then raped Florence. In an even chillier act, he used Mabel's lipstick to draw a satanic pentagram on her thigh and on the walls of both bedrooms.
Oh, fuck.
The sisters, they were found 2 days later, alive but comatose and critically injured.
Wow.
Mabel, she died July 15th, and Florence, she held on all the way in August.
Damn, that sucks.
The very next day after those murders, or attempted at that point, May 30th, Ramirez drove the stolen car to Burbank, snuck into the home of Jay Leno, snuck into the home of 42-year-old Carol Kyle. At gunpoint, he bound Carol and her 11-year-old son with handcuffs and ransacked the house. He released Carol to show him where the valuables were, then raped her repeatedly, ordered her not to look at him, and threatened to cut her eyes out. He then retrieved her son from a closet, bound them together again, and fled.
Oh, okay.
July 2nd, Ramirez then drove a stolen car to Arcadia and randomly chose the home of 75-year-old Mary Louise Cannon. She's a widowed grandmother. He quietly entered her house, found her asleep, and bludgeoned her unconscious with a lamp.
Oh, come on, bud.
Using a 10-inch butcher knife from her kitchen, he stabbed her to death, continuing to stab her body even after she was dead. 3 nights later, he's entered again. July 5th, he broke into a home in Sierra Madre and attacked 16-year-old Whitney Bennett as she slept.
Fuck you guys.
Jeez, dude.
Damn, we bludgeoned her with the tire iron. Unable to find a knife in the kitchen, tried to strangle her with the telephone cord. Electrical sparks from the cord startled him. When Whitney began to breathe, he fled. Believing Jesus Christ had intervened to save her. Whitney did end up surviving, though she needed 478 stitches to close the lacerations on her scalp.
Jeez.
From
that freaking tire iron.
Damn, how the hell you said, a blow to the head with the tire iron, dude? There's no fucking way.
Ugh.
Fuck you. Fuck you, guy. On the 7th of July, Ramirez burglarized the home of 60-year-old Joyce Lucille Nelson. This also happened in Monterey Park. Found her asleep, as usual, on her living room couch this time. Beat her to death by stomping on her face. Oh, my gosh. He left shoe prints from his sneaker imprinted on her skin. Later that very night, he returned to Monterey Park, targeted 63-year-old Sophie Dickman. He assaulted and handcuffed her at gunpoint, attempted to rape her, but he stole her jewelry. When she swore that she had no more valuables, he demanded she swear on Satan.
Swear to Satan?
Sure.
Right. 2 weeks later, July 20th, Ramirez bought a machete.
That's all he fucking needs.
Right.
Son of a bitch.
Drove a stolen Toyota to Glendale. This time he chose the home of 66-year-old Layla Needing and her 68-year-old husband, Maxon. He burst into their bedroom, hacked them with the machete, killed them with shots to the head from a .22 caliber handgun, because that wasn't enough.
Jeez.
He further mutilated their bodies with the machete before robbing the house. After fencing the stolen items, he drove to Sun Valley, Los Angeles, and broke into the home of the Covenant family. He shot 32-year-old Shanarong in the head, killing him instantly, then repeatedly raped and beat 32-year-old Somkid. He bound their 8-year-old son, dragged Somkid around the house to find valuables, and demanded she swear to Satan that she wasn't hiding anything. August 6th, he then drove to Northridge and entered the home of 30-year-old Chris Peterson and 27-year-old Virginia. Creeping into their bedroom, he shot Virginia in the face with a .25 caliber semi-automatic and Chris in the neck.
Jeez, son of a bitch. Well, Chris somehow fought back, avoiding 2 more shots. And Ramirez said, fuck this shit, I'm out. Both survived their injuries. Wow. That's the second person to get shot in the head and survive.
On the neck, too.
All right. 2 nights later, on August 8th, Ramirez drove in a stolen car, Diamond Bar, and chose the home of 27-year-old Sakina Abawath and a 31-year-old husband, Elias. About 2:30 a.m., a little after, he entered the bedroom, shot Elias in the head, killing him instantly. Jeez. Handcuffed and beat Sakina, forcing her to reveal the family's jewelry. Then brutally raped her, demanding that she swear on Satan once again not to scream. Wow, when their 3-year-old son entered the room, Ramirez tied him up and continued the assault. After leaving that house, Sakina untied her son and sent him to the neighbors for help. While she grieved over her husband's dead body. 18th of August, Ramirez, now closely following news of the crimes that he has committed, he left L.A. He said, I'm going to San Francisco. He entered the home 66-year-old Peter Pan.
Didn't take no damn time to wait, did he?
No.
What the fuck, is this a real name?
He entered home 66-year-old Peter Pan. I guess he does age. 62-year-old Barbara Pan. He shot Peter in the temple.
Peter.
With a .25 caliber handgun. Killed him instantly. And we know what he did with old Barbara. Beat her. Sexually assaulted her. Before shooting in her head himself. Leaving her for dead. Her for dead.
I wonder why he would just shoot some of the girls and not shoot others.
Well, should she live?
Apparently. At the scene, he used lipstick to draw a pentagram and scrawl Jack the Knife on the bedroom wall, leaving another ABS sneaker print that detectives matched to his uncommon shoes that nobody was buying.
Right.
August 24th, Ramirez then traveled 76 miles to Mission Viejo in the south of California in a stolen orange Toyota. That's not conspicuous.
Right.
In the night, 45-year-old James Romero Jr. and his family had just returned from a vacation in Rosarito Beach,
Should have
Mexico.
stayed one more day, bud.
Right. His 13-year-old son.
He had more of a chance to die in Mexico than did coming back home.
Apparently not.
What the right?
His 13-year-old son, James III, he was awake and went outside to retrieve a pillow from a locked truck.
Oh, man.
Hearing a rustling noise, he investigated but saw nothing unusual. While working on his mini bike in the garage at 3 in the morning for some reason, he heard footsteps and spotted Ramirez through his bedroom window. Whatever time it is, everybody's sleeping, but he's in the garage and looked in his bedroom window and saw Ramirez creeping around.
Oh, wow.
Thinking it was a prowler, James woke his parents and Ramirez fled. James noted the car's color, make, style, and partial license plate number, which his father reported to the Popos as a thwarted thief. With the plan foiled, Ramirez broke into the home of 30-year-old Bill Carnes and his 29-year-old fiancée, Inez.
Oh, jeez.
He went in through the back door. He woke Carnes by cocking his .25 caliber handgun and shot him 3 times in the head.
Son of a bitch, dude.
Good Lord, dude.
Fuck. He identified himself as the Night Stalker. He beat and bound Inez with neckties, forcing her to swear she loved Satan. Dragged her to another room, raped her, demanded that she swear on Satan there was no more cash or jewelry. Before leaving, he said, "Tell them the Night Stalker was here." Gone. Inez untied herself, sought help from a neighbor and surgeons. Later removed 2 of the 3 bullets from Carnes' head, and he lived.
Jeez. Some miraculous shit going on here.
Shit. And that's point blank range, dude.
Have all the ones that he told to swear to Satan lived?
Every single one.
I'm pretty sure, right? Mm-hmm. Well, he was also suspected of some murders. Night of June 27th, 1985, 32-year-old Patty Elaine Higgins. She was murdered in her home in Arcadia, California. Crime went unnoticed until July 2nd when she didn't show up for work, prompting concern. When authorities found her, the scene was horrific. Patty had been sodomized, strangled, and her throat was slashed.
Oh, man.
Ramirez was charged with murder and burglary in connection to her death.
I wonder why he keeps some of the women alive.
That's what I just said earlier, but all right.
And not all of them.
Right. However, those charges were later dropped.
At least he's not killing kids.
Well, he did, though, clearly.
Which one?
The first murder.
No, it wasn't
May
a kid.
Loang. She was only like 8.
Oh, yeah, the 9-year-old.
Right.
Oh, fuck.
However, those charges were later dropped. There wasn't enough physical evidence to definitively link her case to his other murders.
Right.
It's a frustrating gap in the story, showing how even a prolific killer like Ramirez could slip through the cracks without solid proof.
Mm-hmm. Fucking justice system that we all love and adore.
Yeah, well, there's also another case where Ramirez's name comes up based on his own words. He's a suspect in the brutal double murder of 58-year-old Christina Caldwell and 70-year-old Mary Caldwell.
Wow.
These are 2 sisters found stabbed to death in their Telegraph Hill apartment in San Francisco, February 20th, 1985.
Damn.
Neither of them are conclusively linked to him, though.
Well, when Ramirez was in prison, he couldn't resist boasting about killing them. He bragged to a prison officer and fellow inmates that he had killed more than 20 people. It's a chilling claim, yes. In his statement, it made investigators take a hard look at Caldwell's sister's case. He's like, wait a minute here. Let's dig around this whole area and see what unsolved murders we have, because I got a feeling this piece of shit's involved.
Yeah, but they were doing that. They had so many fucking serial killers at
Right.
this time. They were trying frantically to connect them to anybody.
That's true. And it still remains unconfirmed whether he is definitely responsible for those murders or not. Investigation into Ramirez crimes was heating up. Lead detectives Frank Salerno, Jill Carrillo,
Gil.
they were hot on his trail. Key break came from a distinctive Avia sneaker. The prints that were left at multiple crime scenes. They contacted the manufacturer and learned that only 6 pairs of men's size 11.5 shoes existed in the United States.
What?
At that time, probably. They're all over the place now. 5 were shipped to Arizona.
Those are Avis you're thinking of.
Oh, Avia.
Avis. A-B-I-S.
Is it? Mm-hmm. I never owned a pair, so.
I don't know what Avios are.
They said that we show 5 pairs were shipped to Arizona. 1 pair went to a shoe store in L.A. So it was clear. The 1 pair in Cali belonged to the killer.
I don't think it's clear. Arizona's just right there.
Right.
But then a misstep threatened to derail the case. When ballistics and shoe print evidence from L.A. matched the San Francisco crime scene at the Pan residence, San Francisco's then Mayor Dianne Feinstein revealed critical details.
Oh, no.
Including the gun caliber in a televised press conference.
You should never do that.
This infuriated detectives who knew Ramirez was following the news closely. Now he's not going to use the same shit. Sure enough, that night, Ramirez tosses Avia's sneakers over the side of the Golden Gate Bridge to destroy the evidence. He stayed in San Fran a few more days before heading back to L.A. The net, it was tightening, though, thanks to a detailed description from Inez Erickson, one of his victims, and a footprint cast from the Romero house. August 28, 1985, police found the stolen orange Toyota Ramirez had been driving. Toyota Ramirez, I thought that was the name of the car. Police found the stolen orange Toyota he was driving abandoned in Koreatown, L.A. Despite his efforts to wipe it clean, investigators recovered a single fingerprint from the rear view mirror.
Oh, you idiot. Got everything but.
Right.
Wow. That print. Game changer.
Right. Tony Khan's got a big announcement.
It was positively identified as belonging to Richard Ramirez, a 25-year-old drifter from Texas with a long rap sheet for traffic violations and drug offenses. With traffic violations and drug offenses. The identification was described as a near miracle because the old fingerprint system had only recently been installed. And it included records for criminals born after January 1st, 1960, just 2 months before Ramirez's birth.
Wow.
On August 29th, law enforcement made a bold move.
A bold move, Cotton.
Yep. They released Ramirez's mugshot from a 1984 auto theft arrest.
Sitting at Moe's Tavern.
At that press conference, they sent a clear message. They said, "We know who you are now, and soon everyone else will. There will be no place for you to hide." Well, the next day, August 30th, Ramirez took a bus to Tucson. Apparently, he hid very well and wide open in public. He did that to visit his brother, unaware that his face was plastered across every major newspaper and TV program.
But he was keeping up on his crimes.
Right. When his brother wasn't home, Ramirez returned to L.A. early.
He went all the way to Tucson, Arizona, just to find out his brother wasn't. You don't have a phone, bro?
Right, not home. Well, gotta go back.
He walked right past police officers staking out the bus terminal, hoping to catch him fleeing, and stepped into a convenience store in East L.A. And that's when everybody knows what happens here. Everything unraveled. A group of elderly Hispanic women in the store recognized him, fearfully calling him El Matador, the killer.
Yeah.
Ramirez spotted his face on the front page of La Opinion, with a headline labeling him Invasor Nocturno, or Night Invader.
Oh.
Panic set in and he bolted from the store. Ramirez sprinted across the Santa Ana freeway, desperate to escape.
Ooh, he's gone.
He tried to carjack an unlocked Ford Mustang, but residents Faustino Pinion and Jose Burgoyne, they pulled him out. Undeterred, he ran across the street and tried to take the car keys from Angelina De La Torre. Her husband, Manuel, he saw the attempted attack and struck Ramirez over the head with a fence post.
Damn.
A group of over 10 residents, including Jose's sons, chased Ramirez down Hubbard Street in Boyle Heights. They caught him, restrained him, and beat him severely.
Damn.
About 8 a.m., police were called to a disturbance in Hubbard Street with few details. When they arrived, they found a battered Ramirez and took him into custody.
I bet they beat the shit out of him, too. They're probably pissed they didn't get a chance to do that.
They're like, well, this is pre-Rodney King, so they were definitely beating the shit out of this boy.
Yeah. Wow, the jury selection for Ramirez, they began on the 22nd of July, 1988. And right from the very start, he made his presence felt. At his first court appearance, he raised his hand, displaying a pentagram drawn on his palm, and he shouted, "Hail Satan!" It was a chilling moment that set the tone for the spectacle to come. Because on the 3rd of August, the LA Times reported that the jail employees overheard Ramirez plotting to have a gun smuggled into the courtroom to shoot the prosecutor.
Okay, bud, you don't have any friends.
All right. Wow. This led to heightened security. Metal detector installed outside. Intensive searches for everyone entering the courtroom. Then, August 14th, the trial hit a shocking snag when juror Phyllis Singletary didn't show up.
Fucking Phyllis.
Later that very day, she was found dead, shot to death in an apartment. Jury was rattled. How the hell could this happen? Did Ramirez have something to do with it? Ultimately, it was determined that Ramirez wasn't responsible. Singletary's boyfriend killed her and then took his own life with the same gun in a hotel.
Damn. Oh, what the hell kind of coincidence is that?
That's some crazy shit, right?
Well, unfortunately, there's things as alternate jurors, and the one who replaced her was so terrified she couldn't return home. Oh.
Wow.
Oh, okay. September, you're right, because she made a thought.
Right.
Wasn't entirely convinced the other one didn't get killed, right? By him. September 20th, 1989, though, after a grueling trial, Ramirez was convicted on all 43 charges. 13 counts of murder, 5 attempted murders, 11 sexual assaults, 14 burglaries. During the penalty phase, November 7th, 1989, he was sentenced to death in California's gas chamber. His reaction? It was a chillingly casual, big deal. Death always went with the territory. See you in Disneyland.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
Wow.
The trial, costing $1.8 million, was the most expensive trial in California, only surpassed by the old O.J. Simpson case in '94.
Yeah.
While awaiting trial, Ramirez's notoriety grew in bizarre ways. He reportedly met actor Sean Penn, who was serving a 33-day sentence in '87 for reckless driving and assault.
Oh, shit.
Why is he in jail? Penn claimed Ramirez sent him a letter, to which he responded with a blunt note saying he had no sympathy and hoped Ramirez died in the gas chamber. Stranger still, Ramirez, he gained quite the following
As
while
they
he was
all
in there.
do.
Man, there's psychos
Fucking
around these parts.
Sick ass people. Fans, they began writing him letters. They also visited him in jail. One crazy woman, Doreen Leoy, started writing to him in 1985, sending nearly 75 letters. In 1988, Ramirez proposed to her, and on October 3rd, 1996, they were married in the San Quentin State Prison.
How is this dude allowed visitors?
Right. No. For years, Doreen said that she would take her own life if Ramirez was executed. By the time of his death, though, Ramirez was engaged to a 23-year-old writer. 2006, Ramirez's legal battles continued. August 7th, the California Supreme Court upheld his convictions and death sentence, which should have already been done by now. Fuck you. And on the 7th of September, they denied his request for a rehearing. He had more appeals pending, though, but time ran out because on the 7th of June, 2013, at the age of 53, which is way too old for this piece of shit, Ramirez died at Marin General Hospital in Greenbrae, California, from complications related to B-cell lymphoma. His health had also been ravaged by chronic substance abuse and hepatitis C. His body went unclaimed and was cremated.
Never to be seen or heard of it. Well, not heard of again, but seen again. And that is the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez. It was kind of a condensed version. I'm sure we could have went into the trial a little longer and the testaments and all that shit. But there's been so many documentaries and shows and whatever about this guy.
All right. It just pisses me off that if you're going to sentence somebody to death, to do it. I mean, I get that everybody gets a chance for retrials, and
we go through this every episode. That's called rights, bud.
I guess so, but fuck, not if there's nothing here saying that he didn't do it. So he should never have a retrial or never appeal or anything.
It's not the fact that he didn't do it. It's the fact that maybe there could have been some irregularities in the trial that would have been the trial null and void.
Jeez.
It's not the first time it would have happened.
I guess.
So you got to exhaust all your legal options. But the thing is, it took 14, 15, almost 20 years to exhaust. He didn't even exhaust all the legal options because he still had pending shit.
Ridiculous.
Well, it shouldn't take that long.
No.
You should get your fucking your shit, but not 20 years worth.
Instantly. Set a date for execution.
They should set a date. If a fucking violent guy like this has all these appeals, set a date where it's like 3 days. It goes from the circuit court to the fucking state Supreme Court to the actual Supreme Court, and that's the end of the line. In 3 days, everybody decides.
Fuck that. Go straight to the Supreme Court.
Right. Fuck it. President.
Yeah.
Trump's like, let him go.
He was a nice guy.
There's good people on both sides. That's Richard Ramirez. Like I said, not too in depth. There's so much shit on there out about him that it just would be pointless to go into all the trial shit. That's Richard Ramirez. Next week we'll be back for.
He did what he did.
He did what he did. Everybody knows what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And there'll be probably 18,000 other documentaries / podcasts / TV shows about this guy in the next 15 years. So, next week, I guess it is both. Next month, we'll be back and starting the Colombo family, the last of the 5 families, finally starting the Colombos. And then
the only family that are not implicated in nowadays
this new gambling string they got going on.
It's funny too because there's a thing came out. FBI agents in New York, they're basically just trashing the mob. Like these guys are a shell of they would have used to be. There's maybe 100 members for each family. None of them make nearly as much money as these other guys did back in the day. And they have a no-kill policy, which is good, I guess. I guess the mob has a no-kill policy.
Do they, though? Mm-hmm. And do they not make as much money?
And now they're getting charged for a garbage scheme.
Well, I mean, they're always going to have garbage and construction and shit. But nowadays, the mob's online, bud. They're probably making multi-millions of dollars.
That's,
still.
what I was just going to say. These motherfuckers act like, no, these guys are, they're doing things.
Right out the streets killing each other like they were in the 70s, 80s and shit.
Right.
But they're out there getting their fucking money. Best believe that. Yeah. And we got our usual. I think we're going to wrap up the Bandidos next week or next month as well with crimes in the United States. I don't know. I think we're going to be done with MCs for now. Maybe we'll go back to doing what we were doing in terms of actual true crime stuff. Because we got a lot of true crime stuff we haven't even covered yet, dude.
Yeah, it's all kinds of stuff, man.
Like there's so many, the Centralia Massacre, the Caleras Murder, the Groveland Four, the Leo Frank. We got Tammy Jo Alexander. We got Dominique Dunn. That's the writer's daughter or son or whatever got murdered. They got the Ketty murders, the Adam Walsh murder, Wonderland murders. You've seen the Wonderland murders portrayed a little bit in Boogie Nights. Yeah, we got so much love of the actual true crime stuff that we still haven't even touched, dude.
No,
so
we'll get there.
I think we'll be done with the MC after this. We've done enough for them for a minute. We've done all the major ones.
Right.
At this point, we'll just be recycling stories that include the Bandidos, the Mongols, and the fucking Hells Angels anyway.
And we already did that with Civil War.
Well, kind of.
And these guys.
Well, not really, because Civil War, at least we're doing the guy's life story.
Right.
But yeah, we'll still be here with Outlaws and Gunslingers, though, because we still got remastered. We got 100 and something of those to go, and we got 200 and something of those to go, and we're obviously still doing some serial killing, so we got a lot of stuff slated ahead.
That'll never run out.
Right. And so give us a like, comment, subscribe, share us with your friends, give us a review. We'll see you next week for the start of the Columbos. We'll see you then. We're the month of Michigan this week.
Bang, bang.